Capture the Passion.
Hi, everybody. I'm Alex Jean. Welcome to Capture the Passion. I'm your host. And today I have my mentee in the Community Partnership for Teachers pipeline, Michelle Rachmat. Michelle, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle, and I'm a first-year student at Rio Hondo, and I've been in the CPTP program for 2 semesters now. My major is elementary teacher education, and I plan on becoming a 4th or 5th grade teacher.
Great. Thank you so much for being here today, Michelle. So this episode is about why be a teacher. So let me start by asking you that. Why do you want to be a teacher?
Well, since I've been in elementary school, when teachers would ask, like, what kind of job would you want to have in the future, or the career, I've always thought about being a teacher. So even from a young age, I thought of becoming a teacher, and having good teachers as I grew up, it kind of influenced my choice to also help the students also when I become a teacher.
Ah, okay. But you said that you wanted to be an elementary teacher. What made you decide to want to teach kids?
Well, I know that there's a fact about this somewhere, that how when students are at a young age, you have to help them understand and learn and accommodate to the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to help like little kids and show them like the positive aspects of life, and also have them enjoy education and like subjects that other students do not really enjoy, if that really makes sense.
Oh, no, that makes perfect sense. I was just speaking with somebody earlier, and he was literally saying the exact same thing as you, in that, like, it's a really great feeling to be able to teach kids something that they don't know, or that they're not really interested in, and to see the look on their face and the joy they have when they've learned something new and cool is really great for them. But you said,
Yeah, exactly. You put it in perfectly.
oh, it's exactly what you just said. I just said it in different words. Let me ask you though, so you said that there's sometimes kids have subjects that they don't really like and they don't like listening to. What was a subject you didn't like learning about when you were a kid?
Well, there were several subjects that I didn't really like as a kid because it was really hard for me to understand. Like, my worst enemy was math. That was a really huge struggle for me.
Oh yeah.
But now, as I was learning in like high school and now in college, I've learned to kind of like math and I understand it more. And I used to dislike history because it was just like boring facts and everything. But that's still one of the subjects that I kind of dislike still. But
yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I
I'm
feel you.
starting to learn to. Yeah, I'm starting to learn to grow to like many of the subjects. So yeah.
I know, I feel the same. I remember when I was a kid, having to go on field trips to museums was always a really painstaking thing to do. It was always really boring to me as a kid, having to go sit or stand and look at a bunch of paintings on the wall. And sometimes it takes the experience of, just growing up to appreciate some of those little things. So what type
Yeah,
so you said
yeah.
you wanted to work with kids and that you wanted to be an elementary school teacher. What subject do you want to teach? Or do you just want to teach like all the subjects?
I don't have a specific subject in mind right now, so I'm thinking all subjects. So I'm trying to also get a feel of what subject I really like right now, so that I can teach that later on in the future.
Well, what's your favorite subject right now?
I really like English for a long time. I love reading books and writing stories. So I thought English was one of my favorite subjects. And I also like science. Not mostly biology, but like chemistry is a little interesting to me.
Oh, like you like the science where you get to blow things up.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I remember seeing some videos of some of students I used to work with. They would be really psyched because they would make thermite in their backyard. And since you really like chemistry, I don't know how the process works, but it is crazy seeing people just take a bunch of common chemicals and put them together and just make this insanely dangerous hot product.
Yeah, I saw those type of videos when I was growing up, and I kind of thought of, oh, I want to be like a chemist, and then I realized like the that chemistry was actually a really hard subject to learn when I took it in high school. So I was like, okay, maybe like learning chemistry isn't my thing, but I just like the blowing stuff up and the explosions and everything like that.
Cool. But since then, and I know that you're sort of in the Community Partnership for Teachers pipeline, or CPTP for short, and that you and I, like, I'm your mentor and you're my mentee for this past year. How did you learn about the program?
Um, I think I received an email about it because I already knew when I went into Rio Hondo that I wanted my major to be elementary education. So I received an email, I think from Leah Martinez, if I'm saying her name correctly. And it was about a program that helps students be with a mentor, and they can learn about the type of career and education that they want to do. So I thought that was really interesting, and I always want to help myself in the future, so I know this program would be really helpful for me.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Like, and I'm so glad that you are one of the students who actually reads your emails. I was sort of joking. Yeah, I was joking with somebody else because one of the things like that us college teachers have to deal with is we'll send emails to students, and sometimes they don't read the emails. So it's okay. Now we have to repeat the information. So since you've been in the program, what resources have you learned about to help you become a teacher?
Well, some of the resources are that the program brings in like other mentors and other teachers to talk about their field of study. So it kind of broadens my knowledge about the different types of careers that I could take later on in the future if I also want to be another type of teacher, like special education or something like that. So there's that, yeah.
Cool. Also, I know that you said that you want to be an elementary school teacher, and you'll probably need to go to university and be part maybe of a teaching program. Aside from your goal to be an elementary teacher, what do you know about the process about what it takes to become a teacher?
Well, when I was in high school, there was the career counselor would have like people from like teachers or engineers, and they would come in and do a Zoom meeting. Since it was in quarantine, they would do a Zoom meeting about the process it was to become their profession. So I went into a Zoom meeting about a teacher, and she talked about the steps she took to become a teacher. So I have a broad, not like, I know broadly about the path that I have to take and the tests I need to take to become a teacher, but I don't really know the specifics yet.
Cool. Well, since you said that you have a general broad understanding of what it takes to be a teacher, are there things about what it takes to be a teacher that you still want to learn about or still like, are trying to figure out?
Yes, it's actually a lot. I'm still trying to figure out the type of universities or four-year colleges that would help with my major, and have programs that are specific for the major that I'm taking, such as like the CPTP program is helping like education professionals. So I would like to know colleges that have that kind of program built into their campus.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it.
Cool. In terms of the process of what it takes to be a teacher, and I'm really glad that you talk about the desire you have and how much fun you have when you like teach kids things that they don't know. What advice would you have for people who may also be considering a career in education or in teaching?
Well, I think first they have to know they like hanging around kids because you're going to be doing that for like 8 hours straight. So that's one of the major things. And if they have a passion for the multi-subjects in elementary school and the patience to be able to teach those subjects is also one of the big things.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you one last question. I know that you talked about being able to really enjoy talking with kids and teaching them things. What positive experiences have you had teaching kids?
Well, so a little fun fact, I play basketball at Rio Hondo. So my college coach, he runs a travel ball program, and he has these regular clinics that help kids learn how to play basketball and develop skills, and it ranges from kids in kindergarten all the way to like 6th grade. So sometimes I help him out and I help teach kids how to play basketball. So that's what mostly helped me learn that I really like teaching kids and being around kids. So,
Like, have you ever taught a kid how to do like a spider cross or something like that in basketball? I've heard that term.
yes, the spider dribbling is where you dribble twice in the front, then twice behind your back, and then you have to do that like super fast. There's some kids that actually can do it way better than I can, and they have like crazy ball handling skills. So it's always fun to hang around them and even learn new things from them too.
Wait, but you're on the basketball team and you're telling me that you teach kids who can spider better than you can. Like, does that ever get you sort of mad and want to be like, no, okay, hold up. I got to show you my skill now.
Yeah, it totally does. Like thinking like, oh, I gotta up my game right now because these like 10-year-olds can do it way better than I can.
What? A 10-year-old? I'm imagining a little 10-year-old version of LeBron James. I don't know why. He's just what I think about when I think of like, oh man, that's a great basketball player.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a couple other questions. So, since you've been in the program, what advice would you have for students who may be interested in joining CPTP?
Well, one advice would be that to talk to your mentor because I believe that talking to my mentor, you, has really helped me love this program because I'm able to connect to you and learn more things about my career. And yeah.
Cool. Thank you. I always love it when students tell me how great I am. I appreciate that. Like that makes my ego feel a little bit better. You just made my day.
Yeah, just a little boost.
Since you've been in the program, what's your experience been like with it? Because I know that you said that you've overall had a positive experience since you and I have had a pretty good mentorship going on and that you already sort of have an idea of what you're doing in education. But what other resources have you found to be really useful for you in the program aside from myself?
I found the Zoom meetings very helpful where they have professionals like come in and talk about their career and like the steps on being in that field.
Mm-hmm.
And recently I checked my email like religiously and I saw that there was an email about like the free CBEST and CSET tests, I believe that's what they're called.
Yes.
And so I'm taking those Zooms and it's going to I believe it's going to help me like learn how to take the CBEST and CSAT. So I think that's really helpful since it's something I really need in my career.
Cool, yeah, and I think you're totally right that, I mean, I don't want to be like one of those older teachers, but like you are so lucky that right now you get to take these tests for free. Because like back in the day when I had to pay to take these tests, I had to actually pay out of pocket. And if you fail the test, you have to pay again to retake it. You don't really get a whole bunch of like, you don't get free tries and everything like that. So I'm really glad that you said that you're one thing that you're hoping to get from the program is to learn more about the maybe the test taking strategies for not only the CBEST and the CSET, but also just learning about the process of taking those tests and also the costs of it. I'm going to end right here,
Yeah.
Michelle. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. I know you're busy as a student athlete, and a student, and just trying to like hustle and get by. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time today.
Okay, and thank you for having me too.
Okay, I'll talk to you later at our next meeting. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
bye.
Capture the passion.